What's the most beautiful sax ever made? It's not a Mark VI, not a Con 6M, not a Selmer balanced action, although that's pretty close. Super balanced action? Maybe. King Super 20? Another close one. Buescher Series 1 Aristocrat? Another close one. A Con New Wonder Artist Deluxe? It's beautiful. The most beautiful saxophone, in my opinion, is the Buescher 400 Top Hat and Cane. The Buescher Top Hat and Cane came out in 1941, and everything about this horn is beautiful. It is a work of art. Buescher did not leave anything behind when they put this horn together with design, all the beautiful touches. I'm just going to show you a few details on this horn and some of the things that makes it unique and beautiful, and I'll give it a quick playtest too at the end of the video. If you don't mind, please subscribe to my channel. So let's get started. So notice the beautiful engraving. This horn has extensive engraving. It has raised lettering that says Buescher 400, and you'll see the top hat and cane, and that's what it gets the nickname Top Hat and Cane. And it's got a really nice castle scene on it as well. You'll notice the brown rollers that are also just really beautiful. Another thing on this saxophone is all these where these keys rotate. There's little rods in there that allow them to pivot, make them really smooth and feel really nice. These posts are longer than a normal post on a saxophone. That allows the keys to close more evenly, allowing the venting to be more even, and which also allows the key heights to be lower and the action to be a little faster. You also notice the bell keys are kind of behind the bell. You can't really see them if it's straight on like a normal saxophone. That allows the venting when the notes come out, no matter if you're playing on the side or in the middle. If you're holding the horn in the middle, it allows the notes to be very even. All of the springs on this saxophone are screw-in Norton springs, and they're gold-plated. So all the springs are screwed in instead of pressed in, which makes replacing springs really easy, and also it just adds to how refined this instrument is. If you'll notice, the bow here is elongated to really just let the airflow and the sound project out of the bell. You also notice that the bell is very big. I'll compare it to a Buescher Aristocrat, which came out in the 1930s, just before this horn came out. You can see the size difference. The 400 is quite a bit bigger. Buescher gave the bell a silver ring around the base of the bell to reinforce it. And it's also just really beautiful how they did that. The pads, like all Bueschers in this era, were snap-in pads. And if you'll notice, on the pad cup there's a little spud in the middle. And then this is actually an original Buescher pad. It has a metal backing, and you can see the stitching that holds this pad together. So these, from the factory, these would just be set into the tone hole, into the pad cup. And then the snap would press in, and that's all that held the pad in. So they would use a really soft felt, and there wasn't a whole lot of leveling that you would do on these. Modern ways of installing these, at least how I install them, is I'll put a bed of glue on the outside of the pad, and then I'll install the pad, and then I'll still retain the snap. After all there's glue in there, then I'll push that snap in, and then I'll still be able to manipulate that pad where it's sealing. And I don't use a metal backing like that. I'll just use a traditional pad, and I'll open up the center a little bit with a tool that's made by Music Medic. Another neat little design engraving is on the G sharp key. It says Buescher 400, and it's just engraved nicely. On this horn you can see I've built a little riser for the high D key. They do set really low, like a lot of saxophones do, and so this one I built up. You can see the octave key mechanism is really simple, and it does have the underslung octave key. That's another beautiful feature I didn't even mention. An underslung octave key with this nice brace on top. You'll notice on the tenor version that there's a nice brace to hold that, as well as the guard on top, so that the tenor is a lot more stable. It's a lot harder to pull a neck down. This one doesn't have any bracing, so it's more susceptible to pull downs. I also love how just these design features, just cosmetic design features, how these keys attach. They actually made them beautiful to look at, and I love how they're just in line and just look really pretty. Same thing with the rollers. They still have those brown rollers they just look nice. You can see the neck strap ring, another just nice, beautiful machined design feature which actually matches the thumb rest. This saxophone was built in 1942, so this is one of the really early 400 top hat and canes. And when these are set up, man, they play nice. Thanks for watching. Please let me know what you think is the most beautiful saxophone ever made. I've always thought the Buescher 400 top hat and cane was the most beautiful, just a notch above some of the others. But I definitely want to hear what you think. My name's Scott Reed. I'm a woodwind repair technician. I also play music professionally. I record music professionally. And I buy, sell, trade, collect. Actually, now I have a YouTube channel. So there'll be lots of more fun videos coming up with vintage saxophones, new saxophones, other woodwind instruments, and I have a ton of fun guests that are excited to come onto the channel, so stay tuned for that too.